back to me. Enough is enough. They just wanna hurt us, bring us down, bring us down. Enough is enough. We won't let them hurt us, bring us down, bring us down. Enough is enough. You won't bring us down, bring us down. Enough is enough. They just wanna hurt us, bring us down, bring us down. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Indie Wrestling Corner with another episode of Under the Ropes. I'm your host as always, the queen of the indies, Tiffany, and I'm so excited. I brought my good friend Yoya on. How are ya?
Hey, I'm good. What's going on?
I'm good. I'm so glad that we can make this work, that we can have you onto the podcast. Never mind the fact that I feel honored because I know you don't do podcasts, so.
Oh, no. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I'll always have time for you. So.
Thank you. It's so awesome. Guys, if you're new here to the Under the Rope series, here I interview everything independent wrestling, whether it's wrestlers, promoters, referees, behind the stage. I got you covered. If you guys got questions for Yoya, please feel free. Drop it into the chat. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions. And make sure you share the stream, hit that like button, all that fun stuff for me. So we're going to get into it. We're going to learn a little bit about you. Some people may know you. Some people might not know you. So we go back to basics here on the Under the Rope series. So tell us a little bit of how you got into professional wrestling.
Yeah, so I'm not going to lie and say that I was a fan my whole life. But I will say I was a fan as a kid. And I stopped watching, I believe in 5th grade. I think the last show I ever watched then was SummerSlam. And I moved down to Florida for a little bit, and I went to a New Japan show that was held at a fighting game convention.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's a lot cooler than I remembered. And then I just thought, I think this is something that I'd like to do, and I think I could do. So I just decided to give it a shot. Now here I am, still trying to do this.
Oh, so like, what school did you decide to go to? What made you choose that? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I was in Florida. I trained at a school then. The trainers that I trained with down there was Eric and Andy Lockhart. But I was for a brief period of time. The school that really helped me out a lot and helped groom me was Worldwide Dojo with CB up in Bristol. We moved back to DC, so they're awesome, man. I love CB. Great guy. Great coach.
So awesome. So awesome. I see you guys in the chat. What's going on? Matt Awesome's in the chat. He goes, Yoya, the OG, dope ass dude. Much respect.
Yo.
Sky's in the chat. She says morning. What time is it in UK right now? It's late. Oh man. Oh, unless you're traveling for training, actually. So it's 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Did read that. Oh wow, 3 a.m. Damn.
Okay. I can't mess up now. I gotta say good stuff. You're up late.
What's up, April? How are ya? So awesome. Thanks for coming into the chat. So usually I ask this question, but I'm going to give props out to Charlotte who tweeted it out. So she said, first match of yours that you would recommend watching someone who has never seen you wrestle before.
First match. So I will list maybe 2, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I think for, if you guys went to shoot style stuff, I think me versus, okay, I'm going to say a couple. Sorry.
Go for it. No, go for it.
I think any of my Bloodsport matches were pretty fun when it comes to shoot style. I wrestled, my first one was Leo Rush, and then the second one was Starboard Charlie. And the last blood sport I did was against Ninja Mac. And I think it's cool because, we're all quote unquote smaller guys, but each person that I've wrestled had a different style. So there's definitely, three different kinds of matches in one construct of shoot style.
Yeah.
And if you guys are into traditional wrestling, I think me and AJ Gray was probably one of the coolest matches that I've had at GCW. Get lost a lot in New York. Just beat the dog shit out of each other. So there's that.
Yeah. AT's in the chat there at Yoya. Put a lot of starry, emoji. What's up? So awesome. So many good matches. Like, we could keep like going on and on and on. Like, that's what we're gonna do on this podcast is a breakdown a bunch of your matches. So I think I want to start. I want to personally start. I want to talk about you and Tony Deppen though. You know? We need to talk about this because you guys have the best like back and forth on social media. One of the best in the ring. I've had him on the podcast. He's great. So talk to us, a little bit about, Tony Deppen and you.
I don't know. He's just Tony Deppen. I thought we were friends, when I was always nice to him when I first met him, but he's just an asshole currently. So fuck that guy. I think it's inevitable that we wrestle at some point, right? I think everybody wants to see it, and I think we both. Well, I know I want it, but I think he's scared, so that's just me.
Damn. So. Is Tony Deppen scared? What do you guys think in the chat? You think he's scared?
Look, listen.
He's ducking you.
He's considered the gatekeeper of New Jersey, right? Or not even New Jersey, just wrestling in general,
Right.
If you're an upcoming guy, you gotta go through Tony Deppen to prove that you can hang. Well, I'm an upcoming guy.
Right.
Still waiting for my chance to prove myself, but he's dodging me. It's just the way it be. We're in the same locker room almost every other weekend,
Right.
He knows what I'm but it's okay.
No ducking. Let's make this. I still can't believe this hasn't happened.
Same here. It's crazy.
It's a match that we all need. So
I don't even know how long this has been going on, but it's been going on for way too long.
we need to put a stop. It needs to happen. So
yes.
But let's talk another wrestler here. Let's talk Matt Makowski. I know I told you before we went live is that this one I was actually really excited for. I had Makowski on the podcast last year. We got to chat. Obviously he put you over. We were talking about JCW, and we were talking about him launching you, and he was calling it the Yoya launcher.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But you guys wrestled each other. You guys teamed together. Like, let's talk about some of your favorite moments with him and working against him and teaming with him.
I much prefer working with him than working against him, to be honest with you. If I had to choose, but I don't know. I like, if I had to say what I like about wrestling against him, whatever. I think he's very dynamic as a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He incorporates, his background of mixed martial arts and lucha and all that stuff really well. So it really keeps me on my toes of what I'm gonna do next, And I really think he's one of the few wrestlers that are far in between. I think he's incredible. Next to Tony, I'm saying it. Next to Tony Deppen, I think Matt Makowski is just one of the best wrestlers in the Indies, and that's my opinion, but that's what I think. And working with him is cool, but just like everyone else, he just wants to throw me and use me as a weapon or something,
I miss Matt Makowski. I always put tweets randomly up, and I was like, I miss Matt Makowski. I can't wait for his injury to heal up because I definitely miss seeing him. So. Oh
yeah, I miss him. Yes, he's a good person.
He's such a good person, such a good wrestler, and oh my god. But yeah, it was funny because I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw that he shared but it was an old match. I thought he was booked on something coming up, and I was like, he's back, and then I was like, oh shit, this is old.
It's all work. It's all fake.
But yeah, no, I would love to see you guys team up again together, and I feel like JCW is definitely the place where it should be. Most likely.
Maybe next time I'll throw him though. Not Makowski launcher.
I'm for it. I'm for it. Definitely. So let's talk most recently, ETU. Shout out to Struggles. Like, we had him on.
Uh,
He's he's the best. I love Struggles. He's so great. ETU, has been this promotion that just started. I was very sad I missed the first one because I got sick. But I was like, I'm not making the second one. I'm staying in. I'm not getting sick. But you were part of the open weight 8 gauntlet, and you were in the ring with Ace Romero. Like, let me tell you, we talked a little bit before because I was backstage. So if you guys haven't seen that episode of the Indie Talks, please feel free, guys. Check that episode out. We did a lot of backstage interviews. Yoya said that it didn't matter who it was. He was here for it. And boy, Ace Romero threw you around, but you stood up to him. You got all up in his face. You were all in it.
Never scared. They never scared. Come on now, we know that.
Never scared.
Never scared.
Never scared.
I did not know that it was going to be Ace Romero. Unfortunately, that's why. At first I was okay. You know what? Let's say this. I do get scared sometimes, but I'll always, get over the fact of that and just move on with it, right?
Right.
So when I walked out, I did want to back out a little bit. The struggles pushed me back out. I was like, well, I have nowhere to go but in the ring, so here we are.
Yeah. Oh man, I love ETU. It's such a great promotion. Is there anybody like that? It is expect the unexpected. Is there anybody that you would have your eye on that you would love to get into the ring with over there?
Yeah, I got more than one. That's okay.
Oh, go for it.
The first one, we've been talking about this on Twitter. It's Scoot Andrews.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor, founding father. He's the guy. I love Scoot. He's awesome. Great wrestler. I think the second one would be Ricky Morton.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want to get in the ring with Ricky. And third, I'm going to put it out there. We're going to put Tony Depp in there.
Yes. We need this. We all want this. We need you in Deppen. It needs to happen.
Whenever I see him in person, I'm getting a fist fight. So it just needs to happen in the ring,
I love the photo for even like Tony Deppen's birthday you posted like next to him, and it's like he's kind of like distracted.
Yeah, I was trying to be his friend. I was curious and just trying to talk to him, but he just shooed me away. So yeah, that's the last of it.
Come on, Deppen, give it to us. We all want it. We all want it. This big build of it. We need it.
Yes. By the end of the year.
Yeah. All right, let's talk NFW. All right, since it's such a big thing that we're gearing up to next week, guys. NFW. We'll get into that a little bit more, but let's start here. Let's start with the last show, and you and Akira main evented. We love Akira over here. Again, if you guys don't know Akira, check out that interview up on the Under the Rope series as well. Which was great. So talk to us working that, and then we're gonna get into Marco Stunt.
Yeah, was that wrestling Akira you said?
Yes.
Wrestling Akira is always a challenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you just never know what you're gonna get. Well, he's crazy as shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always a given. But he's technically like super sound as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think when people first look at Akira, it's like, oh, it's just a deathmatch wrestler. Man, those deathmatch guys, someone really fucking incredible wrestler, some of the best in the world, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And with someone like Akira, he's really versatile. He can do everything. So if we go outside to the ring, I'm gonna beat my ass with some chairs or weapons or whatever. You go back in the ring, he's super good technically. So, like Matt Makowski, he always keeps me on my toes. So it was super fun.
Yeah, like it's true. Like me and Alex Colon had that conversation about wrestlers being in deathmatch wrestling, but you guys they all started somewhere like everybody else, so how to do the fundamentals of regular wrestling, and then you go into the deathmatch. But sometimes I appreciate more, like, because you'll get like stuck into that seen that you're a deathmatch wrestler, and then people forget that you could actually really wrestle. So that was one thing that I've even had that conversation with Akira in person, that he had told me that he wanted to regular wrestle. Like, he's like, I could really wrestle. He was like, you know, everybody's booking me to do these death matches, but I could really wrestle. And you guys really went on for like a while in the ring for this.
I mean, like, you know, like, people forget, like, it's not just deathmatch
Right.
wrestling. You know, you still have to wrestle. And I think Akira and I, you know, he really wanted to prove the fact that he could wrestle with me and hang with me.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, I would believe that he would fit really well in Bloodsport as well. So I think he needs to keep doing what he's doing because I like him. And I think he will be on there very soon.
Yeah, so good, so good. Sam's in chat. He says Yoya. And Brandon is in the chat. Hi, Brandon. What's going on? Welcome. So let's get into this big thing. Actually, I have the graphic here, so I'm going to throw it up onto the screen. So if you guys are listening to the audio, definitely go back and check the video out, the video version of it as well. So Another Way Out next Friday. You could still get tickets. Now it's on IWTV as well if you can't get down to New Jersey at Richfield Park. This has been building up for a while. It's funny because I think a lot of promotions really wanted to put this match on. And shout out to Tom Customs for making the graphic too, because I remember, like, even Cody was like, oh my god, Tom did the graphic for it, because this has just been a match that everybody has wanted. You know, you guys were kind of going back and forth on social media as well. So give us a little bit of the background of it. You know, what are you looking forward to the most? Maybe you want to talk some smack.
Oh, I'm not gonna talk smack. I love Marco. Marco's the man. And he can probably kick the dog shit out of me, so it'll be nice. So I'm really excited for this match because I think we're the two biggest guys in the indie size wise. So I'm just excited to see if the ring can even hold up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like slamming each other left and right. And we're gonna try to break the ring. That's the goal.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, though, me as a person, not even as a wrestler, I've always been small, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Marco can probably say the same thing. He's always been small.
Yeah.
So this means like a lot to me, like personally, because as a quote unquote, cruiserweight small guy in wrestling, I always feel like there's something that I don't want to say I have to prove something, but I don't want to be someone that's known just small flips. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I definitely want to be out of the mold of that,
Mm-hmm.
I think with a match like this between me and Marco, I think this is going to be different from what anyone has seen ever between two guys that are considered really small in the business or anywhere else.
Right.
So definitely very excited for this.
It's so excited. It's been a great build. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, again, if you guys tune in this Thursday, Cody will be on the podcast. We're going to break down the card with Matt Vertigo as well. So there'll be plenty to say. Looking forward to this match. So also him working with AEW. So I know this is something that I talk about even Alex Zane. Alex Zane's been on the podcast, and we talked about him even just training alone in WWE and just the knowledge that he can give to other indie wrestlers out there. Joey Janela was just on GCW Sunday talking about that. He's no longer part with AEW, but he learned so much, and he's so grateful for all the opportunities that he had, and now he can pass on all his knowledge. So do you feel also this can also be for you too with Marco's stunt, getting all this knowledge and making you a better wrestler going forward?
Yeah, for sure. And that's always kind of my goal when I wrestle is to learn something. Well, minus Tony Deppen, I don't care. I just want to beat his ass. But any other match, that's the goal. I always want to learn, because I don't think people know I'm still very new in the business.
Right.
I'm almost 3 years, if that, So I have a long way to go, a lot to learn, and that's kind of my goal every match, is just be the best that I can be in the previous match, learn something, and then apply it to my next match, you know?
Yeah.
And again, someone like Marco, he's been around longer than I have. He's done a lot more than I have. And obviously, he was on AEW, you know? So he's been in places where I wanted to be in. So definitely want to try to pick as much as I can from him. You know,
Right.
You don't get opportunities like that every day. So when you do, you got to take advantage of that.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's important. Well, you know, so speaking of that, like, so you've been doing this for 3 years now, whatever. What's like the best piece of advice that you was given?
I don't know. I've been. No, that's hard. I get in this past 2 years, I get like, I get like so much advice, and I try to like cram it all in. That's kind of one of my problems. I try to cram in new info, and then I just lose track of like some of it, you know.
Right.
But I guess since I don't want to say I can't think like off the top of my head of what the best advice is. I think maybe the best thing that works for me as a wrestler is just traveling out, even if I'm not wrestling, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's always something to learn. There's always someone to talk to pick their brains. And that's kind of, I guess, in anything that you do, if you want to get better at something, is just doing something that you're not comfortable with, and then try to make the best of those opportunities and times, you know?
Absolutely. Let's do some of these fan tweets. I got a whole bunch of them for you. So the first one is from Dr. Bob. Shout out to you. He goes, what is it about C4 wrestling that has you mentioning them lately? And other than Canada, which specific countries are you on the list to wrestle in?
So C4, what about C4 that have mentioned lately? No, a lot lately is, you know, I think, you know, I think there's a couple other promotions, but in Canada, along with C4, has a crazy track record of new talent coming in and doing great things later on in a year, 2 years, 3 years. You know, I think the people over at C4 have like a crazy eye for upcoming talent that's just gonna blow up, and they grab them before they blow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the matches that they put on are just incredible. Like you know, Blackwood, Jonathan Gresham, and so forth. Like the matches they put on are crazy. And they never put on a bad show either, so it's hard to kind of argue against them.
Right.
And I guess besides Canada, pretty much I think the biggest goal that I have right now is either the UK or Japan for sure. That's definitely the goal.
Man, I feel like lately it's more possible with like a lot of people, because I've been noticing, like, we just talked with Becca and she just did a tour. Ace Romero just did a tour. Everett,
Yeah.
like everybody's been like touring all over. Like Marcus Matters just went up to C4. Like, it's pretty awesome, like, to watch like everybody like travel.
Yeah, it's super sick.
And you never know like who you're gonna get into the ring with, and like, you know, work you know, different styles, different people. Like, it's so awesome. Like, oh, so
Yeah, it's incredible. And then, you know, it's really cool because, again, like, not even a year ago, we wouldn't have these opportunities, and there's so much good people in the indies, in the States, you know, and they all deserve, you know, great things like that.
yeah. Yeah, Ninja Mac is another one. You know, you brought him up earlier.
He's not coming back. He's a superstar in Japan. I'll let him go.
It's so cool. Every once in a while. Again, if you guys don't know Ninja Mac, go check out that interview. He pops into the chat every once in a while. Like, he likes to do some challenges to whoever's onto the podcast. But you guys, you know, you guys already went into the ring. I feel like that's one of those things that you guys could always get into the ring and, you know, work each other. It would be great, you know. But even like GCW with like the scrambles, which is great. It's like one of my favorite things with GCW is the scrambles, and you know, you have your different styles of wrestling, and you know,
so sick.
It's so fun. Like, that's my personal favorite, like the scrambles.
I don't think anyone does scrambles better than GCW.
Yeah, I think I'm with you with this, but it's definitely one of my personal favorites. Is that?
Yes.
Next fan tweet is from John. He says, if you can pick your opponent, big guy or someone your size?
It doesn't matter. I'll take them all. But I think as of late, it's all been bigger guys, so, you know. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Big or small, it doesn't matter. I'll take them all.
He'll take them all.
Just give me an opponent.
Oh, I like it. Next fan tweet. Actually, this is a really good question. Shout out to Dave. He said, so how do you think small guys in professional wrestling should be viewed?
Should be viewed.
Yeah.
I think they should be viewed however that individual person wants to be viewed. You know.
Yeah.
I don't believe in putting anybody in a box, big, small, whatever you know you want to, whatever you want to label someone.
Right.
However that person wants to be viewed, that should be it. You know. I guess for me personally too, I'll bring how I feel as people who say, oh, I see it all the time, Yoya's too small, blah, 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 blah,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I want to show, that I'm not someone that's just going to, back away from a challenge.
Right.
And I definitely want to wrestle different from what people would expect someone my size to wrestle. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's my goal. I don't want people looking at me like, oh, he's a typical small guy. That's, the goal is to be the opposite from that. So that's what I have to say for me personally.
Yeah, that's how I mean, that's how it should be. I mean, if you're a good wrestler, then that's what it should all matter about. And it's like, and then the fans, they're all behind you too, which is so cool. Like being at the shows, and then everybody's with the sticks with your face on it.
Yeah,
like
it's so cool. It's like a year ago, 2 years ago, I would have never imagined. I'm super blessed. Like I will say, like wrestling and wrestling fans are. Not to be cliche or anything, I already tweeted it, but like it's probably like really the only thing that I have right now that like really motivates me, keeps me going,
Yeah.
And I don't think like fans realize like what they do, like or everything that they do, like how much it means to me, it means the world. And that's not like me saying it just to say it's crazy. Like I think about it every night. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. All of that. Well, let's stick with that. All right. Let's do we'll do some fun questions. We'll do an important one that's important onto this podcast because I started this whole wrestling with positivity thing, which is so great. Because there's so much negative out there when it comes to wrestling. I love to focus on the positive. So again, wrestling with positivity is dear to my heart. I've been incorporating into all of my interviews with everybody. So is there anything that, you can think of that you could share with us? Something that maybe like a fan's done for you, maybe something you've done for a fan, maybe a wrestler's done for you, or maybe something you've done for a wrestler that we wouldn't normally hear about, that you could share with us?
I guess I would just, off the top of my head, really recently, down in Dallas, I had lost my fanny pack.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's something so small, fanny pack, whatever, but, I had everything in my life in there, my car keys, my money, my debit cards, all that stuff. And at that point, I had a lot going on in my life, so that was just like another thing added to like my stress, you know what I mean? I had gray hairs. I was like, holy shit, my hairs are gray. This is crazy. But it was like I posted on Twitter and I was like, whatever, people see it, they see it, they don't, they don't.
Yeah.
And then I was searching for like 2 hours. I even had, believe it, I had an X-Pac helping me find my fanny pack. It was sick.
Oh, wow.
He didn't find it, so, to say the least, but we tried. And then I opened up Twitter again, and it's like, almost over like 200 retweets and like likes and stuff. I was like, holy shit, people actually care about like my personal belongings and me being able to get home safe and all this stuff, and that really touched me. And then I think not even 20 minutes later, I ended up getting it back, so it was awesome.
Oh wow, that's so awesome. The fans is so important. It's so great. I watch like all the, the positive stuff that we see, like, oh, this one lost this, or people like, oh, let's help out and chip in if like luggage is lost or this or that. Like
Without fans, there definitely wouldn't be us, so.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess it's like that appreciation. You entertain us. And then it's like just the appreciation back of you guys busting your ass to entertain the hell out of us, Which is so awesome. Some more fun, like, fun questions or whatever. So besides your gear, if we went into your gear bag, what would we find?
Oh, man. No, you're putting me on blast now.
Maybe it's Tony Deppen, maybe.
Yeah. I actually have a bunch of his gear I stole from his house, and it actually... but besides that, besides Tony Deppen's gear, obviously I have my gear at all times. I have wrist tape. I try to have wrist tape, but here or there. It's honestly like having a steak and trying to find it in CVS. It's actually kind of hard because some CVSs don't carry them. I have like a bathroom like that bag type thing with a bunch of my toiletries, so I don't smell. Like you know, I'd rather not smell. What else do I have in there? I have a PS5 controller. You never know when you're gonna need that. You know, somebody wants to smoke in a video game. I'm here for it. And then I also have a backpack with just a bunch of like clothes and all that stuff. You know, when it comes to packing my gear bag, I'm really good at it. Like I know everything that's in there. But when it comes to like everyday stuff, like my clothes, shoes, whatever, I just stuff whatever I can find in a bag and hope for the best.
So now like fans are gonna come up to you. They'll be like, "All right, I got this PlayStation here. We're gonna play a game."
Oh yeah, you don't even have to ask me twice. We'll right then and there.
So then, what is the game of choice then that like that you're gonna smoke everybody?
We could play Tekken. I used to do tournaments in Tekken. We can play, Call of Duty if you want. You probably beat my ass in that, but I'm not gonna try. I'm a big Madden fan too, so if you want to play Madden, you'll need to smoke with Madden.
There you go. That's the way it is hard, pretty much. I like that. April's got questions for you in the chat. She said, so she got 2 questions. So she said, can you tell us a bit about your match with Ninja Mac? Also, how was the whole Bloodsport experience for you? That was one of my favorite matches on the card.
My match with Ninja Mac and how was the Bloodsport experience for me? I guess I'll go into the Bloodsport first and then Ninja Mac. Bloodsport is super sick. Like, when I was like still kind of training and not really doing much, I was just trying to get my feet wet and doing whatever. I remember seeing Bloodsport, and I literally said maybe 2 years ago, I'm gonna get on this. I don't care how, I don't care what I gotta do. I'm gonna get on Bloodsport 100%. And it's I've watched Josh forever, even before pro wrestling, because I did MMA before pro wrestling for 8-10 years. So being able to be around him, learning from him, picking his brain is super cool. Because for me, I'm a big fan. You know what I mean? I was like almost in tears when I first met him. And it's just the environment in general. Like everyone, I don't want to say everyone's super serious, but everyone is like in a different like mindset. Like it's just different. It's super cool. And my match with Ninja Mac, I thought it was awesome. It was so fun. Ninja Mac, in my opinion, again, I could say this about a lot of people. He's probably one of the best in the indie scenes as well, And he definitely made me step up my game just because, look at him. He's Ninja fucking Mac. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to be able to keep up with that. So, that's all I'm gonna say about that. It's incredible.
So awesome. I love it that a bunch of us, we were like, oh, who is this guy when we first saw him in like GCW, and then of course like all the crazy spots, we're like, wow, like here he is, like. So
I feel like with the crazy spots, I'm always on the receiving end, never on the giving end, so it's got to change.
Yes, let's change it up a little bit.
Yes, I'm tired of being thrown 4 rows across the freaking room and stuff, so it's fun, but I wouldn't recommend it.
It's so funny. So I always like, with me doing these interviews, I'm always putting over people onto anybody that wants to know about the indie wrestling scene. I mean, this is episode 171. I've had a lot of people on. So, but I also like talking about the new and up and coming talent. Is there anybody that has caught your eye that you're like, damn, like, I just spotted this kid, I need to get into the ring with?
Man, I have like a list in my car. Like I have like a journal of people I want to wrestle that are new. I wish I brought that in with me, but it's a couple. Like I really like. You know who Young Jay Lee is?
Young who?
Young Jay Lee. He was a part of. He does like Limitless and C4.
Yes, actually, it's so funny you said that because I think I just seen like a video. Was he in? I think I saw something like Chaotic. Yeah. They just did a secret show, and it was just odd. And I was just talking to one of the students before, and I was like, this kid is good. He just went up against Brad Cashew.
Yeah.
So
he's good. Like I have a book and like I wish I brought it, but like he's definitely one like top of my head that I
Hmm.
can definitely say he's super good.
Yeah, the chaotic. No, I should say the New England school is also
Yes.
like putting out like a lot of great talent up there too. Like that New England scene is nuts, and I'm glad that I've started to finally go up to experience that because I know how the New Jersey scene is and the New York scene is, but like now, like I didn't realize like how much is going on in the New England area.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
starting to like make their way into the New Jersey scene, you know. So it's
yeah,
super cool.
and then we have Wrestling Open. Shout out to Drew,
Yeah,
which is so amazing. I went up the last 2 weeks. And it's cool because I've been seeing a lot of, like you said, like New Jersey's been going up, New York's been going up, and I'm like, oh wow, I like ran into people that I knew for years, and then again, then you have like some of the talent that I didn't even know who they were, and now because of Wrestling Open, we have this opportunity. So maybe we'll see you
yeah,
go up
it's
there.
super. Maybe if yeah, they want me, they have my contact info. I'm always here, you know.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I think there's like a lot of great talent up there that you can mesh great with.
Yeah, and I also like uncharted territory. It's pretty cool too. Now that they're going down south to see
Yeah,
some of their guys out, because I think like I don't want to say the down south gets neglected or whatever, but
yeah.
I definitely think there's a lot of untapped talent down south.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be cool to see, guys like, familiar with Coach Rink. Those guys are good.
Mhm. Mhm.
Robert Marlowe's good. He's starting to make his way around though.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good guys down south that I think will, are gonna shine with this opportunity.
Yeah, I think it's great that they're like moving and going somewhere else, because I think what I kind of noticed is when I went up to Wrestling Open and I was talking to some of the fans that were standing outside before we got inside, is that not everybody's like me, that I watch like a lot of different wrestling, not just in New York, New Jersey, that I do watch stuff all over the place, and a lot of people kind of just stay in the territory or wherever they are, and they only know their local indies.
Right.
And this is why like I try to interview people from all over the place, so you guys can see all this. But and I was like talking about certain names, and like they're like looking at me, and I'm like, oh god. I was like, okay.
Yeah, well, you're crazy.
Like what? So but it's nice too. Like again, like there's probably like a lot of people that I don't even know into the South, and now we're gonna have that opportunity to see all those people down there too. So
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited to see.
so great. David's in the chat. He says hi to both of us. What's up, David? Heel pops and chair shots. What's going on? He said, caught you at Richfield last Friday, Yoya. You killed it.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
So-
Richfield is my second home or third home next to Shogo.
Yeah.
Richfield.
I feel like that's like everybody's home. And I think a fan kind of said, like, you don't really come to Richfield to watch wrestling. You come to hang out with your friends.
Yeah. I really contemplated bringing in a sleeping bag and just leaving it at Richfield.
There you go, guys. Bring him a bag and then you just stay there.
Yeah, I'll be there. You can come at any time. I'll open the door for you.
And that's like another place too, like every promotion like runs there too. It's constantly busy. I'm pretty sure if you go like any day of the week you could find wrestling in there pretty much.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing though. It's cool.
Yeah, no, it's great. I think it's like wonderful. And shout out to Azrael, because me and him were talking about that he does open ring on Saturdays, like way before whatever promotion's running that Saturday night. And even Steve Off had talked about that if you kind of, come help also, like you might get a spot on like Magic or something, which is pretty cool as well.
Yeah, it's really cool. I definitely take advantage of that.
Wrestling's great. Love it. Bring it all together. Heel pops the chair that says facts. Love that venue. Great venue. And then shout out to Xander with the lighting. Love when he does his lighting over there. Makes you guys look great.
Man, I told his dad that he needs to remember me before he becomes rich and famous.
Yeah.
He's so good at what he does.
He does. He really does. David said, Yoya sleeping bags, custom designed.
I got you. You're paying for it. Let me be paid though.
I'm dead. All right. So you guys travel a lot. You get in the car. Sometimes you drive for hours. You guys, go all over the place. Give us one of your best road trip stories.
How about, here's the one road trip story that I always give, and it's because it's probably the longest one that I've ever done. Uh, so I went from, well, I'll give two. So one was I went from Florida to Georgia to North Carolina. This is all in like 2 days.
Mhm.
So went up to those three states, then went straight to Chicago and wrestled. And then as soon as we were done wrestling, got right back in the car. I drove back the whole way because they all fell asleep. And I was like, well, this is fun. This is great.
Oh
So that
no.
was probably the worst road trip. And I think the scariest road trip that I've been on was I kind of did the same loop, but I went from Florida to Chicago to New England and New York.
Hmm.
And when I got towards New England, I had to switch because I didn't have any sleep.
Hmm.
And we were driving through the woods at 3 a.m. and I started seeing things in the trees. And then the passenger with me was like really scared, like she legitimately scared because I kept saying I see Mario in the trees. And they were like, yeah, no, we're gonna have to switch. So
No.
yeah, that was probably the scariest time of my life.
Oh no. That's scary.
Yeah, I never again. No way.
There's been some crazy road trips that I've done that we've seen like scary houses that look like abandoned and you're like, oh God, we're gonna die. Pretty
Maybe
much.
that can be the next place for a show.
No! No! The Haunted Mansion or whatever like that. And just like
Yeah.
there was which promotion was it? It was like supposed to be at an abandoned Chinese restaurant. Oh my
That was BXS.
Yes!
Yeah, that's super sick. I don't know. I think that's so cool. You know,
I was a little creeped out.
just find a place. It's fine. Hope for the best. It's cool.
Oh no. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna wind us down. I got like 3 more questions. If you guys got any questions, drop in the chat, please. Feel free. So what's some things you like to do when you're not in the squared circle besides play video games?
Dang. Well, besides playing video games, I'm really busy. So right now, I kind of have a job. Like it's considered a full-time job. But I really kind of make my own schedule and do what I want. You know.
Mhm.
So if I'm not quote unquote working, that's what we do. But if I'm not at the job, um, I've been working out twice a day lately. So I wake up really early to do a run and take a yoga class, which helped me out a lot. And then I lift at night. And then I guess really spending my free time if I'm not, thinking about wrestling or just thinking about like future plans,
Mhm.
I like to go out because I live in DC, Northern Virginia area. I like to go out to the DC area and kind of explore like small coffee shops and like cool little shops,
Mhm.
and just see what I can find. I don't know. I'm a weird. Maybe it's weird, but I like seeing what's around, what little nooks and crannies I can find.
No, that's not weird. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Any cool coffee, crazy coffees that you tried?
No, I'm really basic. I drink black coffee. That's all I really drink. But it's kind of like if the coffee shop is cool, I want to hang out in there.
Yeah.
So,
Some of them
yeah,
are cool. Some of them, like, it gives you that vibe, right? Like that, there was a place called Tea Lounge, and they used to have like a million different sofas and like the lighting, and every once in a while they would have like jazz music play. Like, there's some really
Yeah.
cool vibes at like these coffee or tea spots.
Yeah, it's really fun. And sometimes I like going to like bubble tea shops,
Yeah.
and just hang out there and if I'm with friends, like we'll play board games and stuff there. So it's fun.
Yeah, those are always the fun. I like that. I like when you could go to those places and play some board games. I was just playing Jenga up in New England.
Yeah, I'm not as crazy in the ring as I am out of real life, or the other way around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Super Saiyan Mutant in the chat says Yoya is looking more jacked these days. What is your secret?
My secret is just drink a bunch of beer and just lift.
Okay.
No.
Hey, maybe it is the secret.
Maybe.
Maybe
but I've
it's
been
the
lifting,
secret.
I've been lifting, twice a day or whatever, and I've been eating a lot, so, that might be it. So, but I would like to think it's the beer. So.
He's taking all of Tony Depp's beer and then he's working out. That's how it
That's
is.
what I guess. He actually texted me. He was like, "Where'd all my beer go?" I was like, "I don't know.
See?
Tell me."
See? So we just went into May. So what is, we're not gonna say long-term goals, but what is your goals of 2022?
Um, so there's I have a couple main ones. One, I think it's more up to like an opinion-based goal rather than something I can really set in stone and be like, okay, I accomplished this.
Right.
By the end of 2022, one goal out of two major goals that I have is I want to be considered, one of the best guys in the Indies if possible, or not the best guy, but just one of the top guys in the Indies. I've been working really hard every match that I have to kind of slowly start proving that and progressing in that way. And again, as a smaller person, I want to be considered that without doing any flips. I'm cutting that out. I'm cutting a lot of things out, and I want to be just the best wrestler that I can be. And hopefully people see that. If not, I can't do much about that. I just get better, I guess. But that is one goal. The second goal would be going to Japan or UK, the two.
Right.
Canada is going to happen for sure. Like, I'm going to go to C4. We're working on a date. So I've just crossed off my list. I know what's happening. But Japan and UK is a goal. And then this might be a stretch, but I would like to get signed and be on TV by the end of 2022 as well. So,
okay. Well, we put it out there. You never know. Like,
yeah,
I feel like
know.
all the opportunities are there. And then it's like, even with like AEW giving those opportunities for the indies, that they're paying attention. You guys are getting opportunities to go work on Dark, which is great. So maybe we'll see that.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the indies right now has a lot of eyes on it.
Yeah.
Everywhere, and then you have places like VXS, and GCW, like all these crazy shows that you can work on, and just you have that much more opportunities to be able to show yourself and show what you can do.
Yeah. I mean, I love the indies. I talk about it all the time. I always say, I got to be honest with you. I rather go watch the indies than mainstream. It's just my preference. This is why, the Indie Wrestling Corner, it's all about the indies, So,
Yes.
but I like it. I don't know. I guess maybe it's more of that personal touch. It's more intimate, and sometimes I find like you guys are a lot better than some of the people that are on TV. So,
Wow.
and I do, like, I can tell you, because I seem to be talking about it a lot, that I do notice when people are changing their moveset in it. So I'm pretty sure other fans notice it too, that you change it up and like to be a little more versatile. Like even like Jordan Oliver. Jordan Oliver was a flippy guy and he didn't want to be, noted as like the flippy guy at one point, and now does a little bit of everything, which is great. So
Yeah, that's the goal. Just to be a little bit different. I saw myself doing a lot of like the same thing over and over again. And I was like, nah, that's gotta change because that's even kind of not working for me to watch anyways. So
right. Sam in the chat says, "See you in Vegas?" ? Me or Yoya? 'Cause
yeah, me or
I'm not going to Vegas unless someone wants to pay my trip, because there's a bunch of great, like, what was it, the Revolver, like, that I want to like go to and see JT
Right.
Dunn and Chris Bay. Like, shit, give it to me. Like,
Yes.
there's a lot of great. Shout out to, or AEW and all that fun stuff. So, but yeah, he wants to know if you are going to Vegas. Obviously, I'm not.
I might. I don't know yet. I'm still, that weekend is still open for me. I believe it's the only weekend that I have open, so just put it out there. I'm available, so I'm thinking about it.
See, that's what you guys gotta do. You have to tweet at, these promotions, and you have to tell them that you want to see Yoya, and then that's it. Like, sometimes things happen. You never know. So
I will give you guys candy.
I love it. I love it. So I like to end on one final note, one final question. We have a lot of listeners, whether they're amateur, or thinking about getting into wrestling. We also have people, we have a lot of wrestlers that listen into the podcast. What's a piece of advice that, you would give them?
A piece of advice, like life advice or wrestling?
Wrestling advice, yeah.
Oh man, like for the wrestlers or fans? I'm sorry.
Let's do it for the like the amateur or someone thinking to get into the business.
Oh, I guess we'll go two ways. As a fan, if you want to get into wrestling, keep an open mind for sure. There's a lot of good stuff going on right now, so don't close off one thing just because you like one thing. You know what I mean? You never know what you're gonna find out there. There's a lot of good stuff. Just don't watch Tony Deppen. That's all. And I think for wrestlers, if you want to get into business, same thing. Just keep an open mind and, make the best of any opportunity that you can get, you know what I mean? Because as much as we like to think they can always come, opportunities in anything that you do are very far and few between. So once you get them, you definitely have to make the best of it, even if you think it's not going to lead to somewhere, because everything you do will lead to something. So, yeah.
That's good advice. Yeah, we have a lot of people that pop in and they're very interested. Shout out to Sky. She was listening. The one that's in UK is 3 in the morning, and I know that she's actually She travels, I think, a bunch of hours. I'm not sure how many hours it is. Maybe 3 to 5. Maybe it's more. I forget. She told me to go train in UK. And she started the beginning of the year. So shout out to Sky. So she always with her notepads when she listens to the interviews. So she always, enjoys your guys' advice. That it helps her out a little bit as well. So shout out to her.
That's so sick.
Yeah, so cool.
Just keep doing that. It's good stuff. I love it.
See? So again, I have putting up the flyer again here. So we're pushing the NFW show at you and Marco Stunt. Yes, looking forward to it. I will be there causing lots of havoc at the show. As always, I'll be backstage doing some backstage interviews for the channel as well. So I'm looking forward to this match. You guys better come out. We'll talk again to Cody. There's still tickets available. And again, if you can't make it, it'll be on IWTV on the 13th. So definitely make sure you're subscribed to IWTV. So is there anything else coming up for you that show wise, if people want to come and show support?
Oh man, put me on the spot here. I have a calendar and I look, but off the top of my head, NFW, Flying V in DC. I think the DC scene is going to blow up at some point, so get on that before it's too late. DPW also, super excited for DPW. I think they're doing really good things out there in North Carolina. Those are the next 3 that I can remember because I get thrown a lot and I don't have good long-term memories. So.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So this is why everybody needs to be following you on all social media platforms. So tell everybody where they could find you on the social media platform and your merch and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, so social media, Twitter is the only Yoya, but it's TheOnly or YA. There's only one Y. And then for Instagram, same thing, the only Yoya, one Y. And then for merch, stiffblade.com has shirts of mine. And also, I'm going to be doing pre-orders soon for if you don't like Yoya, then fuck you shirts are coming out. So, I don't know if you guys see, probably not if you don't follow me, but, it's on my Twitter. My profile picture is me drawn in that. So, we'll get those shirts soon, too.
Awesome.
Y'all heard it first.
There you go. All those links are in the description below for easier to click and go support, and again go buy some merch, go support Yoya, go bother him and go play some PlayStation with him at a game. At a show.
Don't bother me at any time. Love it.
Oh man, it's been so awesome to chat with you. Thank you for coming on, hanging out with us, letting us learn a little bit more about you. So looking forward to up and coming shows. I know I always see you at a whole shitload of shows, so you'll definitely, and like I said, you'll see me on the 13th. So, but again, it's always a pleasure to chat with you a little bit. So, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It was fun. I haven't done a podcast in forever, so hopefully I wasn't who
You
you are.
are amazing. So thank you so
Yeah.
much. Nah, I like to break down a little bit with everything. So, but you fans are great. Also in the chat, thank you for all your questions. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for the audio listeners that listen to us as well. Again, tune in this Thursday. Cody, Jen, and Matt Vertigo are be coming on. We're gonna break down the NFW card. So definitely make sure that you're subscribed and hit that bell so you can tune on in and follow me on Twitter as well. So guys, you know the drill. Stay safe, support independent wrestling, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.